Right, I'm going to get you to do something really strange here before you hit your last shot.
Let's stop that weak curve to the right. James had this, and I had to pull out a drill that looks really quite weird, but I have to say, it is proven to work.
Trying to feel it, twist this body a bit more. Relax. Yeah, try and keep that to target on a little practice swing.
Well, I'm just stopping the heavy rotation.
Right, good. That's what we need to get. So
you might be thinking, it's hard and you have no chance of fixing that slice that you have. But when you try this drill, you have that feeling of hitting from the inside that you can just repeat time after time. Let's get into this live lesson.
Let's have a look at this here. This is your first time ever probably having your swing recorded in a lesson?
Yeah.
Sort of thing? Right, okay. So first thing we're going to mention here is you're aiming like a long way to the right.
Yeah.
So if you don't swing over the top in this direction, where are we going to blast it?
Yeah, straight.
Very much this way.
Yeah.
Now, you play lacrosse, and I said this to Josh, one of our mutual friends. A lot of lacrosse players, and the Americans will know this, it's very much, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you throw the ball out like this. So the arms and the body are sort of as one.
Yeah.
Whereas golf, we need them to be arms and the body not to be so much as one. Right, so have a look at this here, swinging back. I think we get to a really good position here at the top. And why I say it's really good to give you some confidence in this, first thing I'm going to mention here is your left wrist nice and flat, okay? Then your club face is nice and square. Usually people who go over the top are sort of counteracting a massively open face.
Okay.
You don't have that. So we're actually in a position to make this club work. Now, have a look at your downswing here. You can really see that sort of lacrosse style move out, down towards the ball. Okay, so I'm going to flip your theory here and for everybody watching. So would it be fair to say in the backswing, you turn your body and you lift your arms, right?
Yeah.
To get to this position.
Yeah.
Now on the way down, would it be fair to say you turn the body, then drop the arms?
Yeah.
Well, I want it to be the opposite order. I want you to feel that you drop the arms, then you turn the body.
Okay.
Right, so just have a few practice swings with this for me. I want to take a video. So the way I describe it, actually, you know what? Do a few practice swings, then I'll see if we need you to explain it a little more. So swing back, drop the arms before you turn back through. Right, even more so. So keep that chest pointing back at me for longer. So do it slowly, swing up, drop the arms. Yeah, now swing through. Right.
Okay.
Okay, now do it a little quicker this time. Drop the arms. Right, watch this. How did that feel?
Weird.
What did it feel like? So I asked this question because everybody will watch this and go, oh, I might want to get a bit of a nugget of information from you.
It feels like I'm taking all the power out of my swing.
Okay.
Because generally, my body goes first, which then gives me almost like a catapult effect.
I get that, and a lot of people say this, but what I would say is, yes, this feels like more power, but actually, your club's travelling from the top to the ball much quicker.
Okay.
Rather than actually, the further this club works away, the longer it's got to build momentum.
Okay.
So if you think about it this way, if I pulled an elastic band back further, what would it actually have more power with what felt like less effort? Just going, doosh.
True. Okay.
Whereas here, it might feel like it's got more. So look at this, right? Look at this on the way down now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, isn't it? So your perception, and this is really important, we say it like this. So let me bring this in here. So it's safe to say we're both aiming down the right.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at the difference in this downswing here, where the club works. Totally different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this here on the left leaves you susceptible to massive pull shots and also slicey, and then when you lean back a little bit hooky, that start left, go further left. Here we're in a position where we look like more of a draw swing on the right hand side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me explain this a little further. Any questions on that? If I take your club there?
No, it's just taking it in.
And what I would say is you don't have to hit it hard to start with. So let me go through that idea of the club's travelling further. So when you swing over the top, even though the perception right now is that I'm putting more force into it, well, look at the distance that club's travelling back to the ball. There to there in a very short space. Now, if I exaggerate what we're trying to do, look how much further the club's away from the ball. So actually I would argue it's been slingshotted around more. Okay. I'm just not actually feeling that I'm putting tons and tons of force into it.
Yeah.
It's almost like the best way to describe it, if you play any other sport, it's like when you throw a lacrosse ball, sometimes you're like, boom, just comes out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got that one really good. Didn't feel like I did. It came out with what I felt like put not a lot of effort, but it pinged out.
Yeah.
I want you to be more in that mentality. That's where you've got to be.
Okay.
Like, unlike me, you've got very long levers.
Yeah.
So we can really get you to be more of a less pull shots, more draw biased golfer, rather than even with the irons when you do this, it starts low left and it finishes them right, doesn't it, on those shots? Right, okay. So the idea would be just let the arms drop, right? And then you just turn through as normal. So it's just that you're thinking about the sequence. So don't stop releasing that club. So it's just let it go.
Okay.
Let it feel natural. All we're saying is it's just happening in a slightly different order. And whenever anybody swings over the top, it's just things are happening in the wrong order.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that you swing over the top because we've got a bad back. Actually, you probably feel there's probably less strain on your back.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is interesting. Now, and we're going to hit maybe 3 more shots here. So this being the first. I'll grab a couple more balls out here. I want you to, that's what it feels like a smoother swing for me. Right, let's hit some, James. Let's go for it, mate. Okay, so a little bit of a drop kick.
Yeah.
But where did that ball start? Straight where you're aiming.
Straight, yeah.
Right, high 30. Let's try and aim a little straighter now.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? So where did we catch the ground? Before. So we wonder why. Why would we think that? Let's join some dots here. Why would he catch it? If we dropped it, probably a little too much.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Catch the ground a little early.
Catch the ground a bit.
But I'm not bothered by that because you really
Would I
exaggerated
change my
it.
stance then?
You might move the ball a little further back. Right now I wouldn't because that'd be changing too many things in one go.
Okay.
But yeah, as you progress with this, we might move the ball a little further back. But let's hit another one right now.
Okay.
Have a few practice swings.
Yeah.
So really looking for that sequence of swing it back for me again, arms drop, that's it, and through. So make it a little smoother. So watch me here. I've got a bucket of water, I'm dropping it and through.
Okay.
Like, you play very naturally. You've never had a lesson before.
No.
I'm not saying make it dot to dot.
Yeah.
I'm saying make it smooth. Give me another practice swing there.
Okay.
That's it. Just feeling that little pause where the arms drop first. That's it.
Okay.
Right. Feel really different.
It's just pushing through before I twist my body.
Literally that.
Yeah.
Literally that. That's all I want you to picture. What a drive.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay.
Started straight and stayed straight.
Yeah.
Didn't have that. Boom.
No.
Look.
No.
Right,
Okay.
go again. Bring your flow, bring your great coordination, just like you said. This is dropping before I push through.
Yeah.
And that's how, if everybody watching this now, that's how we get the club to work more in to out, not massively over and out to in.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to get a video of this one. And this shot right now, I don't mind where it goes. And why I say that, I want to see if we can really push the boundaries of getting this club to look like it's travelling more in to out, not massively out to in. So for this shot, before we hit one more after this, but for this shot only, I don't care where this goes, exaggerate this move for me.
Okay.
Okay, so started straight and just curled off a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, so let's look at this together. Okay, what do we think of this? Let's see if we did it. Yeah, much better. We still did a little bit of reaching out to it, but we can really see.
So the reaching, is that because the ball's too far away, or is it?
No, your first move is still a little bit this way, rather than feeling it drops more down here.
Down. Okay.
So I'll give you that sensation
So
now.
drop it down a bit more.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to really hit one more, really, because I wanted you just to see what was happening there. So swing back for me, because this is really important. So it feels like a bit of a paradox, this, but you're feeling the arms are dropping down here.
Okay.
And now we can swing through and release that club.
Okay.
Let me do that again for you. Now, wouldn't that feel a little bit different again?
Yeah.
Okay, swing back. Arms, drop, club, releases.
Okay.
So would it be fair to say it feels more round?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's more almost underarm rather than kind of.
Do that again. So where would the club travel if you do this? Yeah. More in to out.
Yeah.
Rather than more this way.
Okay.
So think about you play paddle, like I put me a lot of people in, right? So your drive is a little bit like that slice serve you might play.
Okay.
We want to make it, I know you don't play many topspin shots in paddle,
Yeah.
but we're looking for it to feel more topspin focused. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so do me a few practice swings again. Wow, very good.
Yeah.
Do that again. That's the one. Now that was exaggerated, I like it.
Yeah.
Now what did that feel like?
Yeah, that felt that felt okay.
Did you feel like you got a bit more of your power back? I guess
Yeah,
what you would say.
it felt natural.
Good. So
Yeah.
I don't want it to feel unnatural, and it shouldn't feel too unnatural. Yes, it should feel different because we're changing where the club's coming from.
Yeah.
But we're looking for that feeling of drop before we put this
okay.
in. Right, one
yeah.
more for me. Ace, I like it a lot.
Okay.
Watch your aim. Aim a bit for the left. That's better.
Ooh.
Okay, go again.
So maybe
Well,
don't over-exaggerate.
no.
as
I think
much.
that was great.
Okay.
So think about this. That's really why I'm saying that's great. Is where did that start? Straight
and then it
and
just,
curled off.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas before, where did it start? For the
Miles
left,
yeah.
and curled back.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I say that's good is now your club's not travelling as far to the left. Let me explain this, right?
Okay.
So before, your club was travelling miles this way and had your face open, so it would curl back sometimes towards the middle of the fairway.
Okay.
Now we're swinging straighter, but our face is still open. So where's our ball finishing? To the right.
Yeah.
So now the final piece of this puzzle is you've got to get used to just allowing this club to, what am I doing?
Turn.
Yeah, turn.
Okay.
Yeah, just allow it naturally. If you were making a totally natural golf swing, watch what happens to this club.
Yeah.
If I don't make a natural golf swing,
Okay. Yeah.
that's basically what you just did.
Yeah.
But in the past, because you swung so far to the left, you've had to do that to get the ball to come back.
Yeah.
Because if the days that you don't do that, that's when you get the big pull that goes over in this direction.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you swing left and you release the club, it goes boom.
Okay.
When you swing left and don't release the club, that's when you get it curling back. But actually, you're sacrificing yards.
Yeah.
When you can get this to match up and go, okay, arms drop, club closes, that's when we start to iron this out properly.
Okay.
So a few practice swings, really just allow that toe of the club to the outer edge to close. Did that feel any different?
Yeah.
And
But
what was
what I'm feeling is, as I'm coming for the strike, I'm almost flexing, over flexing my wrist.
In the past?
In the past.
Which would cause the face to point where?
Well,
To the right.
to the right.
So now, shall we just do it slowly so people get understanding here? What was the difference now?
So I'm just almost keeping solid.
And allowing it
before
to
my
come
club
round.
through rather
Okay.
than opening up basically.
But could you see
Okay.
in the past why you had to open up in order
Yeah.
to hit
get
it straight?
To get it straight.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's go one more.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to get you to do something really strange here before you hit your last shot. Right, passes the club here. If I stand like this, right, I want you to here make a practice swing now. You keep this left shoulder pointing to target. What do I have to do?
Rotate. Okay.
Whereas what your version of this would be,
Okay. Yeah. So keeping. Okay. Yeah.
with a few practice swings just like that. It's a real great sensation that for you. So you're going to feel, for everybody watching here, we're trying to keep, do that again, start again. Trying to feel that, twist this body a bit more, relax. Yeah, try and keep that to target on a little practice swing.
Okay.
Right, that's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what feels different for everybody watching here?
Well, I'm just stopping the heavy rotation.
Right, good. That's what we need to get. So even though, again, I go back to this point, you feel like this is power.
Yeah.
This is, yes, okay, you could argue you would feel more power, but actually you're not moving the club in the most efficient way to make the most efficient impact.
Okay.
And golf's not about moving it with power and having an inefficient impact. Golf's about moving it with good power and having a very efficient impact.
Yeah.
That's why the world's strongest man doesn't hit it as far as, I guess, someone like me.
Yeah.
In paper, I've got less power,
Yeah.
but I'm more efficient. So we're trying to make you more efficient here.
Okay.
You've got power,
Yeah.
we're trying to make you more efficient. So do one more practice swing. So really feeling that left shoulder stays pointing to target. Right, hit a shot. Not like that though.
Right. Okay.
So aim a little bit straighter. Very nearly. So again, where did it start? Straight
Yeah,
and
straight and
curl
turn
off.
again. Yeah.
So what does that face need to be? More.
More controlled.
Well, just
in.
just put both hands on for me.
Okay.
Just needs to be. Let it go.
Okay.
Let it go.
Let it turn. Okay.
Just think, what can you learn from this? Is that you're still massively body there,
Yeah.
which is why we're hitting it in that direction.
Okay.
We've got to really just focus on that idea of arms drop, and then that's it. That's the mentality.
Yeah.
There.
Just not.
Yeah, as soon as you get on the shot, that you watch back this and you go, all right, that's where I need it to be.
And then I'm slogging it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you've never had a lesson before. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to change your swing. I'm not trying to change your mentality of going, this is my different sequence.
Yeah.
Rather than going, I've got to swing it dot to dot, completely different.
Okay.